So we're going to go over how to publish The Secret Place on the Jubilee Church website. And the first thing that I do, up here I'm at the website, just typed in the address. To get to the place where you sign in on this kind of website, you just type in after the address a /admin.php and then enter that, and you'll see the screen come up. So I'm going to paste in the password first because I have it already copied, and then this is the name that I use. You'll have your own credentials, and then log in. Okay, so I have the document here that came to me on email. So that was a Word document. I'm going to copy this whole entire thing. I'm going to delete this note later. I want to remember it, so I'm going to copy it all. And then I have here my notepad. I go down here to grab my notepad. It's a Windows thing. Anyways, if you paste everything into the notepad, it will help because it strips the formatting. So I usually make the notepad very wide so that it doesn't end up, making the text really narrow into a narrow column. It's better to have it as wide as possible. Then I'm going to copy that entire text and go to the next step, which is go back to where I just logged in, press Content, Publish, come on, Blog, good, and then right here we can paste the content right away since I have that copied already. So that's good for that. Now, right here I can see it's called The Sound of Jubilee, and the format that I usually use is Secret Place space little dash date in this format. Today is 3/24/14 space little dash space, and then the title here. So copy that and just paste that right in there. Okay, so right here you can see that there's a Bible verse, and I'm going to delete the title and the first part of that verse just because we want it to be clean and not have the verses right in the middle. We'll quote the verses at the end, and it says right here is Leviticus 25:9-10. So I put the text in quotes, then do the parentheses as you would normally see it if quoted in any other kind of book or literature. Okay, so the address that is usually used is Beloved or Beloved of the Lord. So since they didn't write anything specifically, I'm just going to write Beloved right there. Okay, so now we can either go back here to check our paragraphs, but I can see where the paragraph breaks are. After families, it goes into a new line, so that's a paragraph there. After breakthrough, you have a paragraph, and then Pentecost, freedom. Now, okay, there's a break right there. Inheritance. I can see there's a break here, and that's it. So I'm going to just go into the Word document to double check if I got those right. Okay, so we have families, breakthrough, Pentecost, now, inheritance, breaking in, and walls. That's just usually my method, is I go back and see if I got the right paragraph breaks. Yes, it looks like they're the same. Oh, we have to italicize this verse up here just to keep it distinct as the opening quote, I guess. So that's italicized. Everything else is normal. I just give it a quick read through usually and make sure there's no little grammar things or whatever words missing, and then we can work on the upcoming events next. Usually you want a bigger space between the last of the text and then the title, upcoming events. The title, you want to highlight it and put it in heading 2, and then down here what we do with the format here is just put all of these in bold. And okay, so the format here is the first mention of the date. You want to actually put the date. Somebody had mentioned to us that they never knew which Tuesday it was, so now we try to put the date in. We put this in bold. So it's going to say Tuesday, comma, March 25th, comma, 7 p.m., colon, and then the description. I put a space in between each of the entries, usually, just to keep them a little bit more visible. And down here on Sunday, the first mention will have the date. The second mention, you don't have to put it in. So Sunday, March 30th, 9 a.m., bold that. Sunday, 10:20 a.m. That's okay to leave the date out because we're still talking about the same day as the previous entry. And then, anyways, I will keep formatting this later. What I wanted to go over before I move on to the next portion is links. And here's a link here. Okay, to Thursday, March 27th, 7 p.m. Larry Bingman and the School of the Evangelists. It says click here for more info. So what I want to do is highlight the click here, and then up here there's a little button that says link. A little window will pop up for that URL, and over here I have another tab open with the Jubilee website so that I can find that easily without having to exit. And there's a link to it right on the front page here. So I'm going to go to that page, School of the Evangelists. Up here in my browser, I will Control-C, which copies that address. And then I'm going to paste it right in here where we were entering the link. It's not an external link. It doesn't need a title, so I'm just going to push Add Link there. So now you can see that it's underlined when it's linked up. The next there's a different kind of link, and that's a link to a document, like a file that we have uploaded. And this March prayer schedule, for example, is going to be one of those kinds. So I'll show you how to do that as well. Highlight, click here again, push link again, and then we need to find the March prayer schedule. So in that case, I have another tab open that's actually another tab into the back office of the website, basically. So up here in content, I'm going to Files and File Manager, because I have uploaded a file that the office sent me about, I think it's a PowerPoint file or something. Anyways, so I'm going to look for this. I think it's labeled Nation's Prayer, possibly. Yes, Nation's Prayer 2014.03. That is for March. So right here, I'm going to right click it, and the little drop down menu will pop up. What I want to click on is copy link location of that. So that just copies it into the computer's memory. Now I'm going back into my blog where I had my little link window open, and I'm going to press Control V to paste that, or alternately, if you right click, you can press the paste right there. Some people are more used to doing it that way, but I like the keyboard shortcuts. Anyways, so right click paste, that would work the same way. It was the most recent thing in the memory, and then it's not external, it doesn't need a title, I'm just going to add the link there. So for excerpt down here, the thing that we usually put in there is the first line or two of the actual written content of the blog, not the verse. I'm going to paste that in there, and then I'm going to delete the half a word and just leave it at the last full word. For a thumbnail, we need to add our secret place little picture, and I think it's SP. You can search for the files up here because it's much quicker than actually going through all these pages. Although it doesn't seem to be working right now. That's fine. We're going to check for it in uploads and see. Here it is. For some reason there are two directories, media and uploads, and I'm really not sure why, but I guess I just check both and see if I can find the file in one or the other. sp.png is the little picture. The thumbnail for Secret Place looks so nice right there. And then the last thing on this page that we need to do is down at the bottom. Steve signs his name, and underneath that we want his picture. So I'm going to click picture right here that I want to insert into the body of the blog. And what I'm going to look for now is a picture called Steve, or possibly Pastor. Guess it's under media. Pastor Steve Final. That's the one that I like to use. Pastor Steve is fine too, but they're a little different. One of them has a name written on the picture and one of them doesn't. So I just use the one that says Final. Try to use that one every time for consistency. Press OK. So that image got inserted right there, but we want it to go over to the left. So when you hover over it, you can see that it's blue. That means it's highlighted already. If you hover over it, you can tell it to go to the left with that little button. And when I click outside of it, it's going to unhighlight and just look normal and beautiful. Okay, there are a couple more things to do, possibly only one more thing. Under the tabs up here, we've been in the Publish tab the entire time. We're going into categories just to stick it in the Secret Place category, so that when somebody searches Secret Place, that will come up there. Or if you go into the Secret Place from the front page, that will come up there too. Toward the beginning of this, if you think it's going to take you a long time, you want to close out your blog and submit it. That saves the blog so that it doesn't time